What's going on, everybody? Welcome to TFTV Sports. Just wanted to give a little recap of the game yesterday, man. I gave my fan site, but that was something quick. I want to give a more deliberate recap and really sit down and talk about just a shit show we saw yesterday, man. It was absolutely terrible. I mean, it starts with, we start off in the first quarter. Really, the first half, we played a good first half. We was up 13-3. They kick a late field goal. Levis is dialing it up. Tim Kelly, I can't say he's dialing it up because we're still running whams in between the tackles with Henry. This shit, he had negative yards at the half, if I'm not mistaken. But Levis himself on the hard play action fakes, which I don't understand why other teams are still biting on that shit. But Levis on the hard play action fakes, getting in behind the linebackers, finding Burks, finding Hops, finding Chris Moore. We were successful with that. As we got into the second half, I don't know if we went into conservative mode. Vrabel, I don't know. I'm not in the locker room, obviously. I don't know if Vrabel told Kelly, like, hey, let's slow this motherfucker down. Let's get a little conservative and, feed the king or what. But that's what happened. And you saw what happened at the end. We end up fucking losing. I know the offensive line was absolutely terrible. They got Levis almost killed back there, bent him like a pretzel. But the offensive line is bad, but you can't just compound that with bad play calling on top of that. Henry ain't working. Why are we still going to him? We have I ain't going to say it's a completely different offense, but we run completely different sets when Henry's in the game. My gripe with Henry is not with Henry. It's our utilization of him. Like I said last week, use him as a decoy. Use him on these hard play action fakes that we're actually having success on, which I don't know how we are, but we're having success on it. Use him in that manner. But if we're going to run the ball, I sort of want Spears to be doing it. He averaged almost 3.5 carries yesterday with that terrible offensive line, and Henry had 0.6 yards a carry. So, people not trying to say that Henry's just completely absent of the blame. That's bullshit. I know the offensive line terrible. He's getting met in the backfield a couple steps after he gets the ball, but Henry does not have the ability to make that first guy miss like that. And that's not, that's an offensive line problem, obviously, but that's also a Henry problem. He's a one-trick pony, in my opinion. He can't catch the ball out the backfield. He's a great one-trick pony. That's one of the best tricks we've seen in the last 20 years since Eddie George is the Titans running back. He's made a Hall of Fame career off of that one trick, but it ain't going no more. It's just not. When Spears is in the game, he's able to make that first guy miss. He's able to catch balls out the backfield. We're able to line up in different sets, spread people out, have Spears in the backfield, running routes out the backfield. That's the way we got to go. It's got to be the quick passing game. If we ain't doing a hard play action fake with max protection, Levis is getting hit. It's either that or the quick passing game. And we got to choose in between the two. We can't just, choose to feed Henry continually if he's getting negative plays. We were behind the chains all day. It's hard to call a game when you're behind the chains, but you got to be proactive on first and second down to get ahead of the chains. That way it can open up the playbook on third down. You got 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. You can't do that if you at 3rd and 10. You just can't. Penalties wasn't even as bad as it was before. It was just play calling. We can't get it together. Absolutely terrible. And my thing with Vrabel, I'm going to talk about this with Vrabel. People that say it's not Vrabel's fault where we're at right now, he has something to do with the roster. It wasn't all his fault with the roster. Obviously, J-Rob was a shit show. He needs to, I don't know. They need to talk to J-Rob about that. But Vrabel had a hand in that, but Vrabel has a hand in hiring these shitty coordinators. You got guys like Tim Kelly. You got the O-line coach Keith Carter from last year. You got the O-line coach this year. We're on pace to, I think we have 1 sack more than we had all last year. That's just ridiculous. Tim Kelly, Keith Carter, O-line coach we got today. And overall, outside of Charles London, Terrell Williams, and Dews, what coaches do we have that's improving this team? What players have came to the Titans and improved as players? What players have improved after they left? Whether that's through strength and conditioning, which we didn't even get on the strength and conditioning tip, but the team like Adoree Jackson, who's not nearly as injured in New York as he was here. Players are improving when they leave the Titans. They just are. A.J. Brown turned into fucking Megatron. He was great while he was here. He's at a completely different level now. Granted, he's in a better scheme? He's around better coaches? He's improved. He's improved. You can't deny that. But what you can acknowledge is that we do not improve guys here. We just don't. We got guys doing the same shit that they've been doing as they was rookies. Weaver can't set an edge. Jumping off sides. Not just Weaver, all of them jumping off sides. Getting their ass beat. Brewer has not improved. He's been with us 4 or 5 years. Has not improved. Still getting his ass whooped. and it's rubbing off on our promising talent like Skoronski. He had a terrible game yesterday. Granted, the Titans were dealing with a flu bug, and that might have been something there. But when he's got to look to his left, look to his right to cover for Brewer and Duncan, he's going to force it. He's not going to let the game come to him. And that's when you start making mistakes like you see with Skoronski. It's just, to me, man, it's Vrabel. It starts with him. The conservativeness starts with him. The terrible coaches that we have outside of the couple that we have are good and coordinator is absolutely terrible and starts with him. He's the head coach. He makes these hires, and he has a hand in the roster now. He's got a greater responsibility. He's got to do better. It's just as with Kelly, I know people want to hear about Kelly. He called a terrible game, but he was doing the same shit against Miami. The last 5 minutes of that Miami game really bailed Vrabel and Kelly out because he was doing the same. Go back to the game. He was doing the same exact play calling bullshit, whamming it inside the tackles with Henry. We had 9 carries with Henry inside the tackles, wasn't averaging nothing but a yard and a half. He was doing the same exact thing until game state dictated what he had to call. We're down by 14 with 5 minutes left. Kelly's got to air that motherfucker out. He's got to put the ball in Levis's hands. Levis threw for 199 and only like 17 completions. Game state dictated his play calling, and you saw what happened then when he had to be more progressive and not be as conservative as I don't know who's telling him. To me, the head coaches might be in his ear telling him that. But you see what happens when we were able to put the ball in Levis's hands, start with the quick passing game, use Henry as a decoy for the play action fake. We have success off that. That's the play calling that I'm talking about. And that's also with Henry what I'm talking about. I'm tired of seeing him be the bell cow. It's over with for that. Spears. Put Spears in. Feed 3-2, not 2-2. Feed Spears. Because he opens so much up for this offense. And I respect Henry. I acknowledge everything he's done for us. Hall of Fame career. I love the Titans more than I love Derrick Henry. I'll just be honest with you. I just do. And I want to see the Titans do better. I want to see the Titans improve. I want to see the Titans have a bright future with this new stadium, couple $1 billion stadium that we have coming. They can't put that product in that new stadium. They can't. Or it's going to be heads rolling. And I'm surprised heads wasn't rolling today. But the day ain't over yet, obviously. But, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about. Obviously, the play calling was terrible, but Vrabel's level of responsibility with this current mess that we're in. The roster sucks. He has some of their hand in that. These coaches are not improving any of these rookie guys that we have. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all check out the fan sites from yesterday. We had some really entertaining ones, some really passionate fan sites yesterday from fans that were just disgusted with the product that's on the field. Fans are paying good money for this product. It's shit. It is. It's just shit. So it's got to get better. Y'all make sure y'all check those fan sites out. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and appreciate y'all, man. BWill TFTV, make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to give you a button right here or right here. One of the two. Make sure y'all subscribe.